There we go, right?
Very nice.
Look at you with the fancy background and the piano.
Well, I studied it so carefully.
You are a professional. Good stuff. Okay, so here we are with Alessandro, another Alessandro, actually. I think there are two of you competing in the
Yeah,
competition, and we have a good bit of Italian pianist here.
that's true.
Tell me, how much does that matter? Does it mean something to you to kind of bring some Italian pride or to do well for the sake of your country?
Well, of course, I think that more we are, and in a sense, we have this big responsibility. Italian piano school has represented a very important school in the past, and I would say also now. So, what I would like to bring to the competition is just this kind of Italian taste, a little bit of bel canto also, and piano
Wow.
music.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear you play. So let me tell you, you're sitting in front of a beautiful piano, and we imagine, of course, that you spend 23 hours a day practicing. But tell us what is your day? What are your days like right now as you get ready for the Cliburn?
Yes, actually, by the way, I just come back from Washington yesterday,
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm
Okay.
there for a gala held by Lorin Mazel, and
Okay.
so just I spent 3 days, a little taste of America before the competition, and so the schedule, of course, was different. But right now, the week before the competition is very important, of course.
Okay.
Try to make me isolated, of course, to prepare as much as much as I can, of course, this
Hmm.
competition. So I would say the morning and the afternoon, of course, are full of practicing. And I try not to practice after dinner because just I want to save this part of the day just
Yeah.
for relax and doing easily and try to preserve a kind of
Yeah.
human behavior also this week,
Hmm.
which is
Hmm.
proceeding the competition.
Look, you mentioned just being in Washington, and you say so casually, yes, yes, I was there with Lorraine Marcel. Look, these are some of the biggest names in classical music, and I've been looking at your bio, and if anyone else were to read it, they would say, this guy has been with the London Philharmonic, the Minnesota Orchestra, the Liverpool. We're wondering, why does someone like you even do the Cliburn competition when you already have such a stellar career? Why still compete?
Well, because the Cliburn, of course, is definitely the most important competition in the world, and make a step in the Cliburn since it means, I mean, to be a very to make a step in your career definitely, and also in your American career. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that my career right now it's I mean of course it's a good career,
Yes.
but the Clyburn just is filling this career
Hmm.
with a kind of top level. So this is a really a top level competition, and
Yes.
so I think that it's just exactly what I need at this moment.
Hmm. We understand. I've spoken to about four other pianists, and when I ask them why they are doing the Cliburn, they all say the same thing. Yes, I've done some competitions, but this one is different.
This is a very special one.
Hmm.
So not only because you perform on an important stage, but because people and audience generally in the climate competition is a part very important. So we cannot avoid to consider the public. Also, when I prepared my repertoire list, I prepared it carefully, also thinking about the public who is looking for hearing me. So in a sense, this makes everything more easy.
Yeah.
Because when you are on stage, you feel the contact with this public. And I know that Texan public is
Yes.
so warm. And so I'm sure this is absolutely it's normal. I mean, you are on a stage, you just forget for a while to be in a competition,
Yes.
and just you play for yourself and for the public.
And you know the Fort Worth audiences, you're right. It's very special. I think it was Beatrice was saying, you know, it's a little nerve-wracking because Fort Worth has had Van Cliburn himself, and, you know, all these fabulous pianists come to town. So you imagine it to be, of course, a very intelligent piano audience. But at the same time, they're very warm and very welcoming. So I'm glad you're getting your isolation in now, because once you come here, they're going to want to embrace you and take you out on the town. Is there any place or anything you're looking to do when you get to Texas, when you get to Fort Worth?
Well, honestly, I don't know much about the city.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to see and to eat something of your magical beef steak. So that's exactly what I wanted also to
Yes.
try during the competition time.
All of the Italian competitors will have to get together because you all want barbecue and steak. So we'll make sure we have a special dinner just for you.
I know that in Texas also, well, in Fort Worth especially, there are also some of the finest museums
Yes.
In the country. So I hope really to have time also after preparing the competition to visit a little bit these places and to make social relationships with other people and other contestants and also these people all involved in the competition.
You know, it's not such a common desire sometimes for a competitor to want to do anything other than focus on the competition. How important is it to you to have this human contact? Does it inform your music? Does it change the way you play to have this kind of rich experience with people?
Well, I would say the risk when we play, generally, when we play the piano is probably to be isolated is a good thing, but to be too much isolated is risky. We cannot exclude that we are doing something that requires another person to enjoy the music. Mm-hmm. So, and to express ourselves in a proper way. This, of course, seems a stupid matter, but I won't regard this as a stupid thing. I mean, to be a part of a society and to try to be as simple as you can, as more normal as you can. Even, I mean, as a person, we are pianists, of course, but we still remain persons.
Yes.
So this is very important. I mean, even if you play the piano, you have to be simple, normal. Sometimes I say music is the most serious thing, but we don't have to take ourselves too seriously.
Oh, I love that. That's a really good attitude to have, because it keeps not only the music relevant, but it makes us as artists, it makes us more relatable. So, you know, this is the kind of spirit that Van Cliburn had himself. He was just a great ambassador for music, for culture, and just a warm, warm man. So I do regret that when you come to town, you know, you won't have the experience of shaking these huge hands. I mean, he had just gargantuan hands. What are you thinking about this loss right before the competition?
Well, in the view of this loss, of course, the competition assumes another light. It's the first competition without him, and it's a loss for not only for the music, but as you told, he was such a human being, so great, so inspiring for the next generations. So we all loved him so much. I was in New York when I heard about he passed away. It was February, the end of February, beginning of March. And so, of course, I thought about this competition upcoming. In a sense, it has to be something different. Mm-hmm. We have the responsibility to remember that he was there until this last moment. So we of course we will remember him, but when we will play, I hope all contestants, we'll pay a tribute to him, to thank him for what he was and for what he represented for us.
Wow. Well, you have a great ambassadorial spirit, and I think we're going to really enjoy that when you come to town. What I'm very curious to get to enjoy as well, you mentioned the wonderful bel canto tradition of Italian pianism. Is there anything in particular that you are playing that you really look forward for us as the audience to hear? Anything you're really excited to play?
I would say rock third, because it's my last piece, of course.
Well, that will be good, because if you're playing Rock 3, that means you're in the finals. So you should look forward. Yes.
But honestly, it's also a piece that I'm really looking forward to play, because, it's such a great piece, such a great music. But, Rock 3, of course. Another thing probably would be, I put some original stuff probably, which you probably won't hear so frequently. One of this is Magnard Sonata Minacciosa, which I'm going to play in the second stage. So Magnard definitely I will play, because the first and second stage we all played.
Yes.
But first thing is definitely Rock 3.
Wow. Well, we look forward to it as well. Alessandro, thank you so much for taking the time to do this, and I look forward to meeting you in person in Fort Worth.
And me too. And I will convey my regards to all the staff at the Cliburn, and we will see just in a week.
Oh, sounds good. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.